Welcome to Flow with Kelly. I'm Kelly, and today's practice is inspired by those who are lacking in the flexibility department. I will be the first to admit that I am not a flexible yogi. I cannot twist and bend all crazy like, and that's okay. I think we're all born with a certain amount of flexibility to begin with, and then from there, it takes a little extra work for some of us. So today's practice is designed for those of you who, where flexibility can be kind of an issue, and we want to make this practice really accessible. It's also great if you've got some stiff muscles, so roll out your mat and let's get to it. To begin, come to your most comfortable seated position. You can close down your eyes if you like, and just take a moment or two here to notice the sound and rhythm of your breath. As you breathe in, lengthen the back of your neck, lift the crown of your head a little higher towards the sky. And as you exhale, relax your shoulders, soften your fingertips and the palms of your hands. Take one more deep breath in. See if you can extend it for maybe a 3 or 4 count. And then as you exhale, see if you can lengthen that exhale for a 4 or 5 count. Slowly blink your eyes open. Take in your space, your surroundings, and go ahead and mosey on over to a tabletop position. Crawl your way to hands and knees. Shift your wrists underneath your shoulders. Align your knees under your hips. Inhale, lift your tailbone towards the ceiling. Lower your belly towards the mat. And press your chest away from the ground. Exhale, curl your spine like a rainbow, tuck your tailbone down, dip your chin to your chest. And again, inhale. Let your belly be soft, heavy towards the ground. Exhale, round through. Press away from your mat. And inhale back to your cow pose, that lifted chest. Then exhale, sink back on your heels. Flip your wrists upside down, fingertips pointing downward. And then lean forward. Anchor your palms flat on the mat. Spread your fingertips wide. If your wrists are feeling a little tight today, bring your hands a little closer to your knees. If you're wanting a deeper stretch, walk your hands a little further out. Find your sweet spot. You can rock a little side to side here. Maybe find a circular motion. And exhale, flip your palms back over. Align back to your tabletop position, then widen your knees towards the sides of the mat. Anchor your right palm just beneath your right shoulder. Inhale, lift your left fingertips, open your chest. Find a little twist here. Sort of reaching your left fingertips up to the sky. Relax your neck. Exhale, reach your arm through this little window that you've created. Find a reach. Then come back up. Open your chest. Exhale, reach through. Inhale, open back up. This time, exhale, lower all the way down. Lower your shoulder, lower your temple. Pause right here. Now you can walk your right fingertips to the top of the mat. Press down through the fingertip pads here. Lift your wrist, lift your forearm, and sort of press your armpit closer to the mat to open up your chest, your shoulder. Exhale, slide your right hand in front of your nose. Inhale, lift your chest, unravel, unwind your left fingertips back to the sky. See if you can twist open a little more here. Exhale, release. Lower your left palm beneath your left shoulder. Inhale, lift your right hand towards the sky, open your chest. Exhale, thread your arm through. Just imagine reaching for the other side of the room. Inhale, open back up. Exhale, thread your arm. Reach. Inhale, open. Exhale, this time thread all the way through and down. Lower to your shoulder and your temple. Rest right here. Or for that chest and shoulder opener, crawl your left fingertips to the top of the mat. Root down through the fingertip pads. Press your shoulder, your armpit closer to the mat. Take a deep breath in. Let your back sort of puff up with air. Exhale, press your shoulder downward towards the mat. Good. Inhale, puff up your back. Exhale, slide your left hand in front of your nose. Inhale, lift your chest, unravel, unwind, right fingertips reach high. Exhale, lower your hands. Find your way back to that tabletop position. Good. Align your knees back underneath your hips. Take a pause here. Root back down through fingertips. Inhale, extend your right leg long behind you. Good. Focus on lengthening your leg. Exhale, bend your knee and pull it forward. Now here you can step your foot up, or you can actually just give it a little assistance and pull it up to the top. Either method is perfectly fine. Once you're there, go ahead and tent your fingertips to give your arms a little more length. Then slowly walk your hands along your shin bone. Cross your knee up to your thigh. And take a few moments to pause here. Notice your sense of stability. If you feel off kilter at all, try widening your stance more left to right, as though you're on railroad tracks as opposed to a tightrope. And see how that feels. Take a big inhale to start. Exhale, sink your hips low. So this is sort of a passive stretch. Go just until your muscles say, that's enough. And pause here. Feel that sink, softness. Now, cultivate the opposite. What if we were to pull back, inhale, find some structure, create 2 right angles with your knees. Press your back knee down into the ground. Lift up through your waist, lift your chest, and just feel the difference. And we'll navigate back and forth. Exhale, lower back down. Sink to your stopping point. See where you can hold. Inhale, find that structure once again. Squeeze, drill down through your bottom knee. Yeah, that's it. Exhale, lower your hands back down to the floor. You can tent your fingertips again here. And then to get your right foot to go back in place, go ahead and take your right hand inward. Then heel toe your right foot to the outer edge of your mat. Slowly circle it around. Bring it back underneath your hip. Realign back to your tabletop position. You got it. Let's try the other side. Inhale, lengthen your left leg long behind. Stretch out through your hip, almost as if someone were gently tugging your ankle back in space. Exhale, pull that knee forward. At this point, step or pull that foot to the top of your mat, then tent your fingertips. Find a stable foundation. You get to create that. Remember, you can widen or narrow your stance depending on what you'd like. Inhale, walk your hands up the shin, across your knee, and onto your thigh. Inhale, lift your chest, soften your shoulders. Exhale, sink down. Hips toward the mat, just let gravity pull you in. Resist the temptation to tighten up. And now we'll cultivate the opposite. Inhale. Here's where the structure comes into place. your strength, your stability. Press down through that back knee. Spread your front toes a little wider. And if you notice you're sort of wibbling and wobbling, that's okay. It's all part of the journey. Exhale, sink it back down. Explore here. Maybe there's room to sink in a little lower. Maybe you like a little movement, so your hips go side to side. And strength, here we go. Inhale, bring it back up. Align your hips just below your shoulders, just below your ears. Nice stacked line. Squeeze your inner thighs. Exhale, lower your hands down to the mat. Inhale, move the left hand inward, heel toe your front foot to the outer long edge of your mat. Go ahead and slide or circle it around. Back to your tabletop. Okay, spread your fingertips even wider now. Inhale, tuck your toes under. You're gonna feel a little stretch in the soles of your feet. See how that feels. I think I just naturally go into sort of like happy pause, like when a kitty does it. When you're ready, inhale, lift your knees off the mat. Exhale, walk your legs just behind each hand. So it's going to be a wider stance and your knees can have a super deep bend here. There is no rule that says you need straight legs. Exhale, let your head be heavy. You can sort of drape your chest over your thighs. Prevent your shirt from falling into your mouth. Let it be heavy. You can kind of shake your head, yes and no. And then see what it feels like to rock a little front to back from toes to heels. At this point, you might feel tempted to start to straighten your legs. Can you keep them bent just a little while longer? Focus on the strength of your hamstrings and your balance. Good. Come back to center. Pause. Inhale. Lift your chest. Float your hands along your shins, across your knees, up to your thighs. Bend your elbows. Roll your shoulder heads back in space. And then focus on sending your tailbone all the way back behind you. And at the same time, lengthen your neck and send the crown of your head straight forward. So you make that tabletop shape. Spine is long and flat here. Take another big inhale. You can straighten the knees a little bit more here. If those hamstrings are super tight and shaky, keep that soft bend. It's okay. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees, let your feet be heavy. Roll your body up slow. Slide your fingertips along your shins, across your knees, along your thighs. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Stand tall. Take a little step to make it to the top of the mat, wherever you ended up landing to begin with. Anchor your right foot where it is. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, balance on your left toes. Pause here. Find a focal point in front. Then slide nice and slow. Slide your left leg back. Anchor the ball of your foot behind you. Keep a nice little bend in both knees at first. And then notice, if you're feeling a bit wobbly, any instability here, try that widening trick. Just take up a bit more space left to right on your mat and see how that feels. Once you're there, inhale, stretch your fingertips long overhead. If your shoulders are a little tight or sore today, keep them soft and relaxed. If you're looking for a bit more intensity, a bit more strength building, reach your fingertips long and tall. Good. Now add in a deeper bend in the knees. Then inhale, straighten your back leg a little more. Can you rise up on your tiptoes? Exhale, sink in. Good. Keep it soft, kind of buoyant. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sink in. Now, if you still aren't feeling the stretch here for any reason you want something deeper, lengthen your stance and then really focus on straightening your back leg this time. Inhale, lift your arms, tuck your pelvis slightly forward. You'll feel a deeper stretch in the psoas or that hip flexor. Exhale, lower hands to your heart. Inhale, dial your back heel flat against the mat. Send your front toes to the long edge of your mat. Turn to face forward. So now you're in this really long, wide leg stance. Now you're going to start with your feet parallel to each other. And if you want a deeper stretch today, then you're going to sort of pigeon toe your feet. So toes can come in, heels can be out. But really this is about personal preference. So find the stance that feels good in your body. Inhale, reach your arms tall. Exhale, lower hands to your heart. Then float your tailbone back in space. Hinge forward. Just lower your chest. Keep your spine long and flat. Pause right here. See if you can notice the shape of your spine. As opposed to it being rounded, we want that tabletop shape to stay intact. Good. If this feels a little intense right now, take hands to the thighs instead. See how that feels? Good. You can rise up a little higher, or if you want more sensation, more stretch, maybe widen your stance and lower your hands to the floor. Take a few seconds here to relax your head and then play with that rocking sensation. Rock into your tiptoes, rock into your heels. Forward and back. Over time, you might start to notice that your muscles relax. You have a bit more space to sink down. Let gravity pull you in. Inhale, lift your chest parallel to the ground. Exhale, slide your hands to your thighs or your hips. Exhale, hinge your body slow and steady. If this feels intense, soften your knees, rise up tall. Good, pause. Okay, turn your left toes toward the back edge of your mat. Now pivot your back toes. You can just add a little step or a hop. So the back toes now are behind, and we're gonna sink into that same lunge. Start with your hands on your hips. Balance on the ball of your back foot. You can add a little bounce. Here we go. Oh, we're feeling a little off kilter yet, so we widen our stance. Wait until you feel stable. Then inhale, reach your fingertips tall. Fingers over shoulders, shoulders over your hip. Pause here. Find that little tuck of the pelvis. You'll feel a deeper stretch in your psoas in that hip flexor. Inhale, lift up on your back toes. Exhale, soften and bend. Arms can relax, knees can soften here. 2 more times. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sink in. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sink in. Lower hands to your heart. Good. Turn your chest and your hips forward. Walk your toes to face forward again. This time, swivel your heels in and your toes out. So 2 45-degree angles. Inhale, lift your chest tall. Exhale, bend your knees. Sink down just as low as you're willing to go today. If you feel like challenging your body, sink a bit lower. If you say no thanks, stay where you are. And then take a second to pause here. So we talk about flexibility, but it's also about strength. We need both. And this will strengthen. You'll feel the burn pretty quickly, if not already. Inhale, rise up tall. Exhale, soften your knees. Rain your fingertips down to the floor. Anchor your palms flat. Walk each knee down to the mat. Take your time here. Once you arrive down onto all fours, go ahead and come to a seated position. Face the top of your mat. Slow and steady, curl your spine, lower chin to your chest. Roll your body down to your back. Once you're there, relax your arms by your sides. Step your feet about hip-width apart. Inhale, extend your right leg up in the air. Can you flex and point your toe a couple times here? Nice and slow. Ooh, heard a little snap, crackle, pop in the ankle. Now land with your foot super flexed, toes toward your nose. Exhale, bend your knee, cross your ankle over your left thigh. Then use your right palm to press your right knee away from your body. Go until you feel a little stretch in your outer right hip, right glute. If you feel the stretch here, stay as you are. If you want more sensation and a deeper stretch, lift your left knee towards your body. Keep this right foot nice and flexed here. And then you can interlace your fingers anywhere you want. You can wrap them behind your thigh or around your shin. If you want your shoulders to really be able to rest on the floor here, I like to just cradle my heel and my knee. And we're going to hold this for a few rounds of breath. And you can keep this really still, or you can find some movement here. Explore, see what feels good to you. See if you can focus on lengthening both your inhales and your exhales. So maybe you inhale for the count of 4. Maybe you exhale for the count of 4 or 5. And slowly release your hands from your legs. Tap your left foot to the mat. Unravel your right leg up and over. Realign your feet hip-width apart. Hands can be on your body or on the sides. Inhale, extend your left leg up in the air. Start to point and flex your toes. Land with your foot in the flex position now, toes toward your nose. Exhale, bend your left knee, cross your ankle over your opposite thigh. Use your left palm to press your left knee away from your torso until you feel that outer hip stretch, outer glute. You can stay right here or draw your right knee in. Keep your left foot super flexed here and then find anywhere you want to hold on. Interlace fingers behind the thigh or your shin. Or my personal favorite, cradle your top leg. Find a little more softness here. Sometimes without even realizing it, we hold unnecessary tension in our bodies. So what I like to do is scan from top to bottom and just notice, do I have a furrowed brow? Maybe find some softness there. Am I unintentionally clenching my jaw? Maybe we loosen that. Just keep scanning. Exhale. Tap your right toes down. Unravel your left leg. Slowly land your feet side by side. Inhale, scoop both knees in towards your chest. Wrap your hands around your shins. Rock your body side to side. Come back to center. Keep your right knee with you. Slowly send your left leg down to the mat. Let your heel slide all the way out. Take your time. Once you're there, cradle just your right knee back and forth, left to right. On your exhale, guide your right knee with your left hand across your body and slowly twist. Gentle twist here. If you want that twist to stay just as you are, you can keep your left hand on your leg, maybe right hand on your belly. If you want a deeper twist, float your right arm onto the floor and then turn to face your right fingertips. And you don't need to pull or tug your left knee all the way down, or your right knee. Let's see. You don't need to tug or pull your right knee towards the ground. Just give it a little guidance. Let gravity do the rest. Inhale, roll onto your back. Draw both knees back into your chest. Nice and slow. Give yourself a little hug, a little squeeze. Exhale, keep your left knee with you. Slowly extend your right leg onto the floor, onto the mat. Let your leg relax out straight. Cradle your left knee right to left. And on your exhale, use your right hand to guide your left knee across your body, slowly twisting. And you can stay right here, hands on your knee and on your chest or belly or side. Or to deepen your twist, float your left arm long onto the floor and turn to face your left fingers. Inhale, slowly roll onto your back. Curl both knees into your chest. Give yourself one last little squeeze. Exhale, lower your heels to the mat. Slowly walk your feet out long onto the floor. Float your arms out by your side. Feel free to take up a little extra room. Take up space. Let out any last little movements from your fingers and your toes. And let your body sink in. This is your final resting pose. You can stay here for as long as you wish. If you have places to go, bend one knee. Use that foot to roll yourself over to one side. Take a moment to pause here. Cradle your head in the crook of your elbow. And press your way all the way back up to a comfortable seated position. You can close your eyes, or you can keep them open. Bring your hands to your heart center. Dip your chin to your chest. Take the next few moments to send all the love and gratitude to yourself, to your body, and how it moves. It's not about how flexible you are. It's about how you move in your body and how you listen to what your body needs when it needs it. Have a beautiful day. I'll see you next time. Namaste.